bettors. Couple of bettors.
I want to make money.
Couple of bettors.
What's up, everybody?
So stupid.
Back at it.
I love
Episode
these
8.
little buttons.
I love the buttons.
Loves his buttons.
So, again, we're back. We're in New York just for a little bit longer. We spent the weekend, Lambeau Field, Green Bay.
Oh Lord.
I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but we had a blast out there.
We did. I will give. It was fun, but to watch these goddamn Jets games kill me.
Hey, we still got to watch your game. It was at a different time, so it was good. So what happened though? We had somebody had to watch Bernie. We couldn't. So weekend at Bernie's was not that fun, but he likes to relax. So
Weekend at Bernie's was with another lady that he likes.
yeah.
But look at that cute little face. Oh my God. He's just so inquisitive.
Yeah, well, he also looks like he's pretty comfortable in that blanket right there, huh?
So happy.
All right. This week, you got Vegas. This one's an old one, but it's a goodie. You know, there's not always a week or something where there's going to be a lot of news about a tourist getting in trouble. This guy, though, guy from California, basically gets blackout drunk.
Been
And
there, done that.
yeah, so what happens? He loses $500,000, and then
Oopsies.
yeah, whoops. I mean, he likes to. I mean, this guy's not probably a $100 blackjack player. I mean, he's probably gambling some serious money here. But basically, he said he blames the casino. He said, "You served me too much alcohol. I don't remember any of this. I would not like to pay for these
And
losses."
he said I must have been clearly intoxicated if I don't remember any of this, because he was also allowed to withdraw money. So that's part of his complaint is you allowed me to take money out and you allowed me to continue gambling and you continued to serve me while I was in a blackout. You owe me all this money back.
Yeah, so if anybody knows playing out there, if anybody's a bigger player, you're not going to walk around with hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash because then you just get robbed. So what they do is they basically set up like casino credit where you get a marker. Anybody who's seen the movie, Casino, they talk about markers and this and that. So anyway, this guy got a big marker to lose a couple $100,000. And look, if I was in a blackout and I woke up and found out I was 500 G's in the hole, I would not be happy either about this.
Yeah, we would not go to the casino and ask them for your money back. But apparently in Nevada, the state law is you got to stop serving if people are obviously intoxicated, overly, because we've been there intoxicated. We're just happy motherfuckers, so I don't think they care. But if you're like overly intoxicated, you're supposed to be stopped with the alcohol not being served anymore. So I guess that was his route. We never got to find out what ended up happening. I'm pretty sure these casinos that have billions of dollars were able to win in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, like if this guy won that case, how many lawsuits are going to come? You'll have the guy suing you for $2,000 that he lost because his wife's mad at him.
I'm going to go with the casino, pulled him to the side and said, here's your $500K back. Don't ever show your face, but shut up. We didn't do this.
And he went on TV and stuff, and he was being interviewed, and he's like, yes, I was in a blackout, and they shouldn't have served me. And then, love it. You, sir, it was Super Bowl weekend when you did it, so I get it a little bit. You got Vegas. All right. Next one. Let's face it.
Fun day with Face It. Got Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's got talent. So talented, he was able to do another human hurdle. It was fantastic, obviously.
We're going to put that up, that hurdle there. Yeah, it's insane.
He is a superhero. I am so happy to have him as my quarterback. And, this on today's episode, we're going to actually allow Josh to have his time to rant instead of my time. This is going to be it, people. It's early on. I went to the damn Jets game at Lambeau Field with them. I was happy that they won quietly, I kept any feelings I actually had to myself. And to see everybody so happy, that was kind of worth it. So I'm giving him his one time to rant. After this, my Bills Mafia, this is no more. Now it's on. Now we have a problem.
It's on.
It's on. But anyways, great game by all of the Buffalo Bills teams members. Even Poyer taking a car 15 hours to get driven to Kansas City because he wasn't cleared because of a rib injury to actually fly there.
Yep.
So that shows dedication. But
Really.
again, we put him on there because he was able to hurdle yet another human being during the middle of a game.
Insane
Fantastic.
game.
Yeah.
Talk about that more. But yeah, the guy's he's an animal. How about this guy? Great hair, former New York Jet, Robbie Anderson. I liked him when he caught deep balls for the Jets. Outside of that, I don't like the guy. He's a piece of shit. He's actually a guy who he's from South Florida, and he's pulled over and told the cops he's gonna bang their wife, all kinds of stuff. The guy sucks. So then no class. So he's over there in the Panthers, and after they had just fired Matt Rule, and then a new kind of interim coach, Wilkes, comes in, whatever, and sure enough, he's running his mouth. Maybe he didn't get targeted enough, and this and that. Maybe so the guy said, "Why don't you get out of here?"
Just get off the field.
And then right after that, he got traded away. So now he's going to the Cardinals. Now, is he going to help the next team?
Are the Cardinals upset about that?
No.
But Panthers should be, and that's actually I respect completely what the Panthers and that coach did, because there are too many shitty human beings still playing football because they're good at what they do. At some point, you've got to say, you're going to talk to me like that, you're going to disrespect me like that, get the fuck away from me, I'll find somebody else. So I do respect them.
There was actually reminding me of I don't know how many years ago it was, because everything's like a blur. You got the pandemic, there's 3 years missing somewhere. But Mike Singletary for the San Francisco 49ers, he was an interim coach, and a similar thing happened where somebody was talking shit, and he basically yelled at him on the field, and then after he went on a rant in the post game, and he says can't win with these guys, I can't do it, whatever. I don't care. I'd rather not have you on the team, and I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah, you got to draw a line at some point.
Yeah.
We have Mr. Kraft here,
Massage King
of the Patriots owner, decided that him and his very, very young wife are going to get married last Friday, because if you own a football team, the best time to get married is in the middle of the football season, because it's not like the football season doesn't end at some point, which was our first little issue with this whole situation, but we'll get into the reasoning behind that. Apparently had Tom Brady at his wedding, and then Tom Brady, if you paid any attention to the Bucks football this weekend, did not do so well. No. We'll touch base on that later when we talk about why we're betting, what we're betting. But he failed miserably, caught yelling at his teammates, all that stuff. So a lot of people are blaming it on him attending the wedding. So it turns out, one, we're pretty sure Tom Brady went to the stupid wedding, didn't have a single drink because he's a weirdo. I'm sure he just sat there staying hydrated the whole time. All he did was miss a walkthrough practice on Saturday.
Which walkthroughs are really just about personnel changes and stuff.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Has been doing it.
And he went from, New England to Florida. There's no time difference. It's a short flight. I wouldn't if he had to go to LA, then maybe that'd be an issue, because those long flights and those time changes, we can tell you, they kind of hurt.
But he didn't go. Belichick didn't go to the wedding.
Right. Well, because Belichick knows how to coach, and unfortunately, although he doesn't know how to take a nice football gift as memorabilia of a good.
I don't know what that was. Yeah.
No, that guy. So there is a clip. I don't know, somebody from the Pats. I think he's a new player. He got a game-winning interception or fumble or punt miss kick. I wasn't really paying attention that much, but he made a good play at the end of the game that allowed them to win or helped in their winning at the end. And so he wanted to give the ball to Belichick, and Belichick just looks at him like, "What? Are you lost? Can I help you?" And the guy's trying to explain to him why he's giving the ball, and he's just still looking at him and he just eventually said, "Just go away." So that was a little rude. I felt bad for that poor rookie. It was cute. But long story short, turns out that Elton John offered to play for him at his wedding if he had one at this specific time. If they kind of did it, they were going to elope originally. But Elton John said, "You know what? If you guys get married, I will, play for you." I still understand the logistics of why it's got to be now. I mean, I'm pretty sure the nice young new wife was like, "We're getting fucking married before you kick the bucket, so I get all that money." I have a feeling that's why she's like, "This needs to happen soon."
And she's also like, Elton John performing at my wedding is pretty cool.
Right. So now we're going to get married, and then you're going to make it happen, because there has to be a good excuse for doing it during the football season. So anyways, that's why we got that wonderful old man over there.
You know who else performed? They did a duet. Ed Sheeran. Kind of like that's a cool thing, you know. And then who else obviously wrote a song for Robert Kraft? Meek Mill.
Right, because it all makes sense.
What
I don't know how they convince these guys to go there.
Yeah. All right, last one. I mean, look, we're gonna make this. This is gonna be Jets heavy today.
Very
okay?
Jets heavy. Ugh.
Sauce Gardner, after the game, and look, this guy's been locked down corner for the last couple weeks, so he took the cheese head, and now look, I think if he didn't have a goofy smile on his face, that people would have been more pissed about it than he just walking around smiling and stuff. So
Well, he has ties to Wisconsin and through college, so that's why he actually loved the fact that he got to play with Aaron Rodgers on the same field. Love that he got to put the cheesehead wasn't like disrespectful when he actually explained it. He was just like, I am so happy to be here and we won. I could see though why people would have been pissed that he had the thing on. I think it's hilarious. Cheese sauce, you guys got to call him from now on.
Sauce,
Not just sauce, cheese sauce Gardner.
But the guy from the Packers, Lazard, came over at the end as he was going into the tunnel and he smacked it off his head. And I don't think he was pissed off, but he was just like, get it off your head, you know?
Yeah, it's fine. It was all good. That was kind of good fun. I
It
appreciate
was
all
fun.
of that.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, look, where we watched the games. So we told you we went to Green Bay, right? So, Green Bay itself, as much as it has an amazing stadium and then a lot of places to tailgate around the stadium, it was awesome. But the best place if you're going to go to Lambeau for any of the games is to stay in Milwaukee. It's a 2-hour drive, and then you could stay the weekend down there. There's a cool bar scene, and then the day of the
Stadium
game.
is right there.
Yeah. If you want to catch having to line up with a Bucks game or something like that.
Ton of bars. We hit up a ton of bars.
Yeah, we hit up a bunch of them. I just put down one of them, which was this place called Mecca, which is right across from where the Milwaukee Bucks play. And there's actually like a couple bars right across from there that are massive. I mean, this is like a huge bar, great place to watch games. They have this big screen TV, 3 levels. So we had a blast there.
Plenty of seating.
And then so Lambeau itself, I put in a few. I'm gonna flash a few of the different pictures of the places that are there, but. The field right next to it has a bar called Stadium View, which was this awesome multi-level bar. Had like a DJ going, and we got there, early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then
They were ready to go by. We were there at 10:30, and they were all ready to go.
Yeah, everybody's packed in, partying.
Can I just say one thing though?
Sure.
Just because a lot of you probably are gonna want to make the trip at some point to Lambeau, all these 3 places are all like in the stadium area. Like you don't have to go through. You can't go. You don't need to go through stadium security at that point to get. But they're like, here's your stadium. They're right here, and it's just they know how to do. They clearly said it's cold as hell. People want to come in. They want to be here earlier than when the stadium opens. Let's build stuff for them to go into and pregame, kind of indoors. I mean, they're indoor, outdoor, but at least you're not like actually in the elements. That was pretty cool because I also think they realized there's just farm country and cows around the stadium, and
It's true.
There was really nothing to do outside of it.
The place, so there's a place Stadium View and this place Tailgate Village, and Tailgate Village, I mean, it's a giant place.
DJ playing.
They had a live band, and it's just like it's right next to the area that you have to go walking into the stadium for security. And then there was other like open areas too that had like DJs going that said like $50 all you can drink, tailgate with us. They had kind of like fun contests, New York fans versus Green Bay fans and stuff like that. So an amazing tailgate experience for sure. So if you're gonna go there, don't just do the drive up and go right to the game. I suggest getting there hours earlier, partying, having fun. They do serve booze through the third quarter at that, so it's not one of those halftime things where they shut you off through the end of the third quarter. But yeah.
And you're allowed to walk around with drinks outside when you go to these. You're allowed to just walk out. Go ahead, sure. We walked from the Johnsonville Tailgate Village because we thought they were going to stay open for the entire Chiefs-Bills game, which was the next game, and they ended up just shutting the TVs off on us by first quarter, and we had just gotten filled like giant drinks. Like, you just take them out, go.
That was a little confusing because,
it was very odd. They seemed like they were set up and ready to go for us, and then they just shut down.
So the first game that we went to was a noon game, so you're done by 3-ish or whatever. The next games are starting at about 3:30. There's got to be 1,000 people inside, and they're buying drinks and so on, and then they shut it down. It must be something to do because they don't want people to get hammered. I don't know. But
they had a ton of TVs, and they all had the Bills game on. They didn't even have any of the other games. They just had the Bills game on, ready to go.
So we had
I
to make
was
a quick
the only-
walkover, right?
Yeah, I was the only Bills fan on all of these places. By the way. Just
So-
me and myself.
A cool old school kind of restaurant that has a bar in it. It's called Kroll's, Kroll's West. That was definitely cool. I mean, like all these places, it's like cheese curd appetizers, and you want a hot dog, and it's definitely like the Midwest for sure. But I liked it. I was in on it. So that was a cool spot. So I'm sure if you go out there, you might want to actually check out that spot as well. So look, how did we do last week? We actually did good. I mean, our hit rate, as in terms of like how many games you won or lost that we bet, was 56%. If we went back through and just went through what we said where we were going to lean towards, what were other games that we would want to bet, we're in the 70% plus for last week. So you can go back through, check, mark my words on that one. That's a fact. But we wagered 19 units. So everybody who doesn't know what that is, check out our Betting 101 video that's posted. It'll tell you about bankroll management and units.
Noobs.
And we were up 2.3 units for the weekend. So look, you come out of the back of a weekend and you're up and you had a good time, that's a winner. So there's a few other ones that, I don't know if you want to talk about any of
Well,
these.
we had a lot of units on the Bills because that was both of our locks of the week.
That was a good one.
And then the Yankees crushed it yesterday.
Yes.
Made a lot of money on the Yankees because we did first half live, second half. He had a parlay going. So all kinds of money won there yesterday. Good job, Yankees.
And then, another thing we always talk about in terms of betting is that, like, the Chargers game, this is the second biggest bet of the week at 2.5.
Moving your chair.
At 2.5. But then, knowing how the game was going and understanding what the spread was, it was a pick 'em. You could have got it at Chargers +1 also, but we got it at a pick 'em for the second half, and then ended up winning back a bunch of the money there. So, like, you end up at a game where you're getting beat, and then you can make your money back even though they don't cover for the full game. On the second half, they did cover, and that's a way to kind of
Second half
limit
is
some of those
helpful.
losses for sure. Yeah. So, look, we're how many weeks in are we? We're doing like kind of like there's 6 NFL weeks. We're really like 7 weeks of betting in because we started out with college. We wanted just a little quick recap on like how we've been doing and how we're actually thinking about analyzing like our own betting to see if we can come up with like trends and ways that we can be better. So through the first 7 weeks of betting, our hit rate is not the best at 46%. So you do need to hit about 53 to break even in general. The hit rate is based on just like if I bet a game and then I bet another game that's 2 games, it's not how much units we put on each of the different games. So adjusted for that, you have units wagered. We averaging 16.7 units per week. And then the total amount that we've won is 3.7 units for the year. So if you tell me that I'm going to hit 46%, I'm expecting that to be a net loss. We were up, which means that we're good at sizing our bets and kind of, making the larger bets the ones that we have more confidence in.
I.e. small bets on Thursday Night Football because these games have been terrible.
Been bad. Yeah. So this is just a quick snapshot of just the same information that I was showing on the previous slide. So we're tracking, week by week, what the hit rates are week by week, what the cumulative hit rate is, which is that 46%. And then, if you look at the units of P&L, we are, 4 positive weeks, 3 negative weeks. There was a very negative week.
Looks very bad right there.
There was a very negative week last week, which actually, brought the cumulative down, but we made some back, and now we're up 3.7. So we're happy to be doing that. Hopefully we can just keep these hit rates a little bit higher and then make even more. All right, you want to take them through some of the takeaways from week 6?
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
He loves to talk, this guy. All right, well, we all know. If you paid any attention to football news, Thursday Night Football sucks balls. They need to take it off the air. Stop wasting our time. There's too many Thursday nights where we're just wasted hours and money.
Let me talk about bad bet. It was the Bears which was at a pick'em, and the over. The over was not even close, and the score was 12-7. The Bears did have a shot at the end of the game to end up actually covering on that one.
Found out the next day.
Found out the next day. Fell asleep. Game was the worst. It's probably one of the worst football games. These guys don't have enough time to prepare. I don't know. It's just.
I think they just also kind of suck. I don't know. You're right. Yes, and I think they don't. Honestly, I don't want the Bills playing every freaking Thursday and Monday. night game, so you do have to put shitty teams up. But if you look at the Broncos schedule, they're on prime time like constantly this season, and we are now, which obviously clearly shocked everybody, including the NFL, because they put them on so many prime times, and they're just losers. So they're not really doing well. Anyways, those have been kind of quite boring. Some of the London games are way more exciting, and you're not even watching them because they're at 6:30 in the morning if you're in Vegas, or 9:30 here.
What happened? They're going to play one in Munich.
Munich.
Germany.
They also have one in Mexico, or
Yeah, maybe Mexico City.
they've got like I don't know what they're doing.
But what's the Munich time difference? Is it like London? Same thing, or is it different?
I was so shocked. I was trying to figure out, is this real? Munich? I didn't listen. I don't know what the date is. I don't know what the time is.
Weird, yeah.
But Brady's going there. I know it's Bucks.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Sell those jerseys.
All right. Are the Jets good? Jets are scaring me a little bit. I mean, honestly, we played them twice. They're not going to win either of those games. And yes, it's going to be very hard for us to actually get along during those games because it's now officially important. It was supposed to be just a joke for these guys, and it's not. So, yes, I will say that they're good. They're not Bills good. I don't think a lot of Jets people would say that they're Bills good, but you guys are also kind of sometimes like, it could happen. So, we'll see. I mean, I got my money on the Jets this week. You guys are playing the Broncos. Russell's back, and that ain't going to happen. So, I do. Their defense, what I saw against Packers was tremendous. Excellent defense. So, that's good. Again, still not really a threat, in my opinion, but they are definitely a good team. And just a shout out to the Packers fans. They got very nice people.
Great people.
Even before and after the game, like just kind people. You don't really see that. You know, a lot of the bars are full like, the weekend before who aren't even here for football. They just random reasons. All very nice people. So I do want to do a shout out for that. And the last thing I'll say is Bucks losing, Brady very angry. We both love that, but to see this man yelling at his team was just almost as bad as watching Russell Wilson stand outside the locker room at halftime during the Monday Night Football game when they're losing terribly, trying to high five all of his teammates, and just the body language of his teammates were just.
It was cringy.
It was creepy. It was cringy. It was just, you felt bad for because they're just like, who are you and why are you doing? Like, he seems a little odd, but Brady getting angry at his teammates, the same cringeworthiness, just like, stop it, shut up.
Because like,
you should have retired.
I think he said something like, you know, sometimes you got to do that stuff to get your team going. I think it's a little bit different when, you know, you're in your first 10 years of your career where the locker room are like, they're teammates to you. At this point, yeah, they're kind of like this guy who's older, who's been in the league forever, who's basically like a superstar, who doesn't have the close relationships with everybody on the team because he's doing his own thing,
Doing
his
whatever he
family.
wants,
So
yeah.
like when you yell at them, then it's a little bit like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Right, like,
you know, what are we doing?
I know you're the GOAT, but
yeah,
it's just,
mostly.
he should have retired. This is every week you're seeing his behavior on top of his ability to play right now or what his team is producing. Giselle's got to be smiling from ear to ear every fucking time she sees this stuff saying, I told you to fucking retire. You didn't. Yeah. Now we're getting a divorce and you look like garbage. So I was right.
Vikings. Yeah, this is like a team where, you know, they're kind of under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody says who are the best teams in the league and you start naming them, right? You go Philly,
Bills.
you go Bills, you go
No. It goes Bills,
Well, okay,
then
well,
Philly.
You're not 6-0, but
Yeah, they also haven't played the Chiefs in one,
Okay.
and they haven't been crushing anybody, and they play crappy teams. So there's
true.
that.
So yeah, but anyway, this is one where it's like got to keep an eye on these guys because you know at 5-1, you know they can actually start stacking wins, especially in the division where you have other people like Green Bay not looking so good and whatever. Mm-hmm. Giants and Eagles keep rolling. And, you know, we'll talk about this. Giants still get no love. They're underdogs this week. We'll talk about that. But
Oh, yeah, they're not getting loved by
Vegas.
the bookies, the Vegas lines, but they're getting loved by everybody else. We know Dable, I can't say this enough because he did so much for the Bills. I'm glad he's a head coach, but again, I'm not glad he's a head coach because he's bringing his talents to the Giants, and we're seeing what he can do with that. And so
Maybe it'd be cool if you guys played him in a Super Bowl, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I want to play like, the Packers in the Super Bowl because that'll be an easy win. We can't lose the Super Bowl this year, so it's just like it has to be a win.
Gotta get there.
Anyway, but Eagles still crushing it.
Denver's
Put my
still-
money on them to lose last week, and it didn't work out. Well,
No.
we thought they would do. They weren't due.
But like she said it before, Denver still sucks. I mean, Wilson has this. Actually, he's in the first half of that game. I was like sitting there saying, "Okay, he's coming back." He was 10 for 10, hit 9 different receivers, 100-something yards to start the game, and then it was like after that it was awful. The second half, he threw for 15 total yards. So you can't win games doing that. We're going out to play him next, so I guess maybe it's my time to rant.
Oh Jesus! Oh,
It's my time.
yeah.
It hasn't been my time yet. I
Oh,
wanted
no. It's your only time. This is it. You're not even supposed to get this. I'm gifting this to you.
Great. So look, Jets, Jets. I was waiting for this because I wanted to make sure that the Jets were a real team before we did it. We saw a couple weird wins where they beat Cleveland.
No. I'm gifting this to you. This was never
No.
supposed to be a thing that happens. No. Okay, go ahead.
I would like to. Is this my time to rant or is it hers? Because it takes 10 minutes each week, and now I have one, so it's fine. Look, the Jets are the truth. 4-2. This was actually the first one, the win that they got out of the 4 that I felt that they. I mean, the Steelers win was pretty good too, but this is one where they won all 3 phases of the game. They actually looked like a good football team all around. They went in there on the road to a tough place to play, Lambeau Field. Jets were out in full force. We were there. There was thousands of people there that were Jets fans. Jets, Jets chants everywhere. The energy was there, and it was awesome. Quinton Williams, what a fucking beast this guy is. I mean, look at his line. 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, forced fumble, 3 QB hits, 7 pressures, a blocked field goal. I mean, this guy just dominated the whole game. So, I mean, totally impressed by him. Brees Hall, another great game. 116 yards on the ground with a touchdown. He had a few more receiving, but everybody was out. Corey Davis caught a deep ball. You had Braxton Berrios catching one, running one around the end for a touchdown. Just total team win. I'm pumped up on them, especially because I'm looking at some of these games and going, oh, Denver, who I was initially in the beginning of the season circling that one, saying that's a tough place to play. It's Russell Wilson. He's probably going to be good by them. I think they suck. So that could be another 5-2. I think we had a shot here. What all I'm looking for is a chance to get into the playoffs, right? At 4-2, we're up there. If you stop it right now, we're in the playoffs. So let's go Jets. Okay, Jet Nation, Jet up. Here we go. And with that, I will stop. Jet up, yeah. If you hashtag Jet up.
Oh God.
And that's my rant for the week. But let's go Jets.
Wait, shout out to the Jets fan at the at Lambeau Field with the cheese head with the 3 little mice on there.
Oh yeah,
Eating the
I'll put him
cheese.
up.
That was a good guy. Love that.
Yeah, you gotta love it when
Creative.
when you've prepared
You
a separate
did your
hat
work,
only
yeah.
for this one
Oh,
particular
this one game. I
and
like
you
it.
Don't play them every year. So with that, let's roll into the games.
Yes. All right. What
right.
you should put your money on.
Let's
All right.
go.
So we're gonna take the Cardinals -1.5. This is gonna be the game on Thursday, which for us will be tomorrow. Hopefully we can watch it on the plane home.
Yeah, I'm looking at DeAndre Hopkins is back now. He was suspended for the PEDs. He's
Yeah.
out. Now he's back. That's
I mean,
a
the
big help.
spread kind of shows you that this is like a kind of a pick 'em, but because DeAndre's coming back, I think that should shoot them up a little bit. I hate you, Hopkins. Hate you, but we all know why.
And then we just talked that Robbie Anderson is now on the Cardinals, but the Saints right now. So Andy Dalton is a little banged up, and him and Winston,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Winston are not playing. They said it could be Dalton or Winston or Taysom Hill getting the start, and they're going to make it a game time decision. So with all those things, look, is it a little bit harder to prepare for 3 different quarterbacks? Sure, but Cardinals at home, you got to feel like they're going to turn this one around 2-4.
It's a 2-point difference, which I think I think that's an easy win on the Cardinals, knowing all the information we know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to be betting on a lot of the first games because the Jets play the later game. So I think we're going to take this one Sunday because I'm on a bye to maybe not be out the door at 9:30 in the morning Las Vegas time.
We'll watch them at home.
So we pick and choose lightly on the earlier games just because we don't have a lot of access to games. But
Yeah.
if we were to bet, we would definitely both all take the Cowboys. I was a huge fan of the Lions in the beginning, but Hard Knocks has ended many, many moons ago, and I'm over it. And they are not pulling out the wins that I just thought they were a good team. Just based on what I saw in Hard Knocks, it wasn't strategic betting at the beginning, the first 2 weeks when I took them. So
looks like Dak's back too.
And Dak is supposed to be back. I mean, it hasn't been truly official yet. I think they're probably going to wait till tomorrow to let you know officially, but it seems like he's coming back. And
yeah, we're recording this Wednesday, so he's practicing today, and they're going to figure that out.
So I think that should be an easy win, whether it's Dak or not. It's probably going to be Cowboys -7. Cowboys are at home.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I agree.
This
one we both like.
Yeah.
We both like this game.
Huge Dable fan. What can I say? That's all I got. I love Dable.
No, totally. This one I'm using as my lock of the week for this week. The New York Giants. I mean, we said it before. They're getting no love here. Okay, they're +3 at a 5-1 team going down to Jacksonville for a team that's been spotty. I mean, the 2 wins fine, but 2-4. Like, I just don't see it. Saquon's leading the league in all-purpose yards. I feel like this is one where, they're not only they're covering, they're winning this one, and I can't believe that they're underdogs by 3.
They're getting 3 points, which is insane. So go ahead, Giants. Have your cake and eat it too this weekend. We appreciate it. I'll make some money off of them.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so this one is not one that we were excited about. So,
No.
I mean, honestly, I'd like to say fuck the Colts. They fucked me over way too many times where I went for them and they scored 0 points. I went against them. They crushed the team. I can't even remember who they were playing in these games. So I hate you. However, logically, if I'm looking at statistics and what's going on, I would put money on the Colts, but since I'm trying to limit my bets for the early games, I'm going to lay off this one because I have no real good interest in it. So
I was surprised to find out when I looked at the standings, the statistics for passing leaders, right? Matt Ryan sandwiched up there in the top 3. It's like Allen, Ryan, somebody. Yeah, he's got like a lot of passing yards. It's like 1,700.
Did you just read that like in one place, like where if Noobs was writing articles, he's just making stuff up?
It was a blog. That
My dad says Matt Ryan's right under Josh Allen.
No, but it must be because some of the games they were trailing, they got a bunch of yards. But I personally think that if I was going to bet this one, I would lean towards the over on the 42.5 points. When the Colts are in the groove, they're scoring points. I think that the Titans are going to be fighting at home. So I think this is going to be a game where, it'll be, to me, maybe it's like a 24-20 game where it hits that over at 44.
And if you want to put money on it, I'd go more on his knowledge of everything on this one.
All right, next game. Falcons Bengals. I mean, the Falcons are like, okay, they're 3-3, but if you're betting the Falcons this year, they've covered 6 games in a row. They've covered every single game. Mm-hmm. And the question is, when is Vegas going to give them a little bit of love here? These teams are both 3-3. I get that the Bengals are at home, but 6 points seems a little high to me, so I would probably lean towards the Falcons and Marcus Mariota. They have a great run game. They ran for like 250 yards last week. So that's kind of where I would go.
Everything he's saying is true, correct, sounds good. However, it's Joe Burrow and the Bengals. They're doing much better than they didn't look so good to start, but they've been picking it up. I think they're getting in their groove. I, however, don't think that they can cover the 6-point spread. So even though you're not going to win a ton of money on it, I would take them for the money line.
Yeah, and we could both be right here. I mean,
right.
Well, yeah,
no,
exactly. Yeah.
If the
Bengals win by 3 or something.
Right. Yeah, it's a very good possibility. But again, if you take my money line suggestion, you're not going to get a whole lot back because they believe that the Bengals are going to win.
Yeah.
But the Falcons getting 6 points is, you could do both bets hopefully if you want. But
some people do that stuff.
I don't think the Bengals are going to cover that 6-point spread. Is my point.
Okay, next game. This is a game we both like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna
Browns Ravens. Right? I mean,
Well, come on, it's not that complicated. I'm sure if you watch a couple games, you know why we like the Ravens over the Browns. I,
Yeah, I mean
it
they
seems
almost
like
beat
a
you guys.
silly spread.
Yeah, the Browns their run game is just really strong, right? So like that's one of the things that they're going to do well here. I mean, right now
The Ravens have a good defense.
Ravens have Nick Chubb is the leader in rushing.
This is true.
But at the same time, they also have Kareem Hunt. So like if you add those two guys together, I mean they're averaging a lot of yards per game. Ravens good defense, or they're always thought to have a good defense. They've actually had a couple games where it was like weird. But you just got to think that Lamar at home, 3-3, you're gonna face
At
the
home
Browns.
is huge, yeah.
If you want to win the division, if you're them, like you got to step up and beat the freaking Browns. I mean,
Don't forget though, if it's not looking like it's going our way, there's always second half.
very true.
These are not always set in stone.
Next game, we are both not betting this one, but it's the
No.
Bucks versus the Panthers.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Tom Brady, and the Panthers are just not on the radar. So
And also,
boring.
it's just a weird. So, like, look at where we're leaning here. The Panthers, 11 points. Like the Bucks have not looked that good, and they're not putting up a lot of points on offense. So I don't understand. The 11-point spread, they could still win by 10. So I'm leaning towards the Panthers.
And the Bucks have a good defense.
Yeah.
So with the shitty Panthers team that probably isn't going to be able to score that much, I definitely think it's the under, but I hate betting the under. So
Yeah.
if you don't mind betting the under, I would take it on this one.
And it looks like since Baker Mayfield had a little bit of a ankle sprain thing going, Sam Darnold still kind of nursing some injury too. That they're going to start a guy, P.J. Walker, who was a star in the XFL when he played for them. I actually think that that guy's pretty good. To be honest, he's a mobile guy. He's a mobile quarterback. So that's why I would probably lean a little bit there. But again, we're not enthused enough to bet.
Well, there is one more fun little fact. The under bets have been crushing it this season
Yeah.
through the NFL with Vegas. So, again, if you're an under person, this might be just another addition to how under bets are winning all around lately because games have been boring.
Yeah, they said that if you bet every single game
The under.
of the year and you bet the under, you just blindly bet everything, and you bet $100 on every single game. Now it's a lot of games, right? So it's
Right.
14, 16 a week, depending on if there's a buy or not. You'd be up $1,500 though.
I mean, that's
So-
ridiculous just to do the same bet
Yeah.
for every game that's been played and you'd be up.
Yeah.
They're just, and we're kind of looking at it. It seems like defense is much stronger. The linebackers, everybody that's on defense seems to be not like it was years ago where there was a lot more throwing and a lot more running involved. Now it's just more like, how do I get through these defenders? And we're seeing that might become a problem, plus a lot of roughing the passer and penalties.
Yeah, I mean,
out of control.
There's also a chance. I always think that the way they changed the preseason a couple years ago, and the way the coaches are approaching preseason, they're really kind of using regular season games as their preseason because the starters are not playing at all in preseason. I mean, they're
Right.
playing like 2 series, so you need game reps and stuff. So maybe the first couple weeks are impacted by that, but we're at week 6 and
Yeah,
I'm
now
still
it's-
seeing the same type of football. So
It's a little different now.
yeah. All right, next one. Packers, Commanders. Packers did not look good against us.
Nope.
They're going on the road to the Commanders, who are not good though.
Yeah. I kind of want to take the Commanders, but I just don't know. It's rough.
Yeah.
So we're going over because, they have Heineke. coming
Heineke,
in.
he's good.
Yeah.
He probably should be the one starting, but they got Wentz, and they kind of feel obligated to keep him at starter. But if he does well,
Well, Carson is hurt right now.
yeah, he hurt
so-
his finger.
So give this is Heineke's shot, and we'll see. So that's why I kind of think the Commanders will possibly win because the Packers look like dog shit. But that's rough to say. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still Aaron Rodgers.
I'm betting the over here at 41.5. 2 reasons why. One, I think, 3 reasons. Heineke's good. The Packers defense did not look that good, especially stopping the run last week against the Jets. So Packers defense not that great. I think on the third thing is Aaron Rodgers, a little bit of a snapback game. We're waiting for it. It's going to happen. They said Sammy Watkins, who's been injured for the Packers, he was a former Buffalo player.
Yeah.
He might be coming back for this one. So if you get him back, give Aaron another weapon. I think he needs it. It's kind of like
Well, mentally, he needs to do something better.
Totally. Next game.
This one is my lock of the week, and it'll never happen again. But I have a bye week. Again, like I said, I'm going to give him his little moment, and I hate Russell Wilson so much this season. He has lost me so much money.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah.
I'm going hard on the Jets, and again, I know Bills Mafia. This is strange as hell. Stay away. This is free money right here, okay? This is me saying, I don't have a job right now. I'm retired. I bet for a living. I want to make money. This is my lock of the week. I will not be saying Jets, Jets. Nope, that's not going to come out of my mouth. But I am going to sit there with my Tiger Woods mugshot shirt that says Russ is back on it, just gloating at how bad Russ Wilson is. So there we go. That is my lock of the week and my reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and then also just like the Jets defense being able to lock down receivers and the offense of the Broncos looking so shitty.
Yeah.
Those things combined means the Broncos are not going to put up a bunch of points. Maybe they can get to 17 points. I think the Jets have enough offense out there and with Breece Hall and those guys to get to 21. Maybe it's a 21-17 type game. I see where the under-over is at, but I think that is a pick-em. That's a Jets winner.
And if it's not a Jets winner, I'm not going to be so upset they lost
Oh.
money. It's a win-win for me.
Yeah, but look, she had to put the money over the emotion, and she had to choose the Jets.
Yeah, only this one time.
One time.
Can't do
It's
it anymore.
earlier in the season. You're not doing it later in the season because you'll.
Oh, hell no. This is it. You'll never hear this from me again.
All right, so this was first 4 o'clock game. So on to another 4 o'clock game. We got the old
Raiders, Texans. Well, we're taking the Raiders because we like to do that. I mean, we're in Raiders country. Again, they're playing at home. Texans, 1-3-1. It's not really like that great of a record. Now, neither is the Raiders' record.
Coming off a bye week.
That was another thing. The Raiders, I don't know if anybody else noticed this. I only knew that bye weeks have started because we have one this weekend. The Bills are not playing. The Eagles are not playing. You're going to have a lot of boring football this weekend. We're sorry. We're all out of it. The good teams are gone, taking a break. But the Raiders were off last weekend for their bye week. That is huge. I think people come back, teams come back strong. They, -7 at home against the Texans. It might be a little of a push with that spread, but
we might want to think about buying that down. If we can buy a half a point down to 6.5, this way we don't have to push if it gets to 7. It might go from -110 to about a -125.
Or you could look at it as a push is a win.
Could be, yeah.
They don't take your money away. You get to roll it into something else.
So let's go Raiders.
Raiders.
Next game, Chiefs-Niners. I mean, this is a good game. It's just one that we're not going to bet just because it's like a little bit,
Fuck the Chiefs.
She says fuck the Chiefs. You just don't know. So, like a team like the Niners have been so hit or miss.
Oh, so hit.
Right? I mean,
They won me money, a lot of money one week, but the week prior they lost all of us such money. Ugh.
Yeah, they put up 37 one week, and then last week they lose 28-14 to the Falcons.
It's
And
just so weird. So I would stay away from them as a whole. That's why I'm not putting my money on the Chiefs, but I would be inclined to, gun to my head, put money on the Chiefs.
And I think that's too many points. I honestly think that game is going to be, something like a, 23-20 type of a game. Probably would still lean maybe to the Chiefs if I had to lean, but I think the under is where I would put the money. Okay, this is one you like.
I don't want to like this one. I don't. The Seahawks have been pissing me off so much. Geno Smith, again, I really hate this man. He could suck it. But when we're talking about making money, the Seahawks are getting 6.5 points. Now, I am also going to buy half a point up. I would like to buy it to 7 because that's, entire score right there. That makes me feel better about it. The Chargers, I don't believe are that good. But I'm not saying here that the Seahawks are going to win when I take this because, again, they're getting, and I'm hoping to buy them at 7 points. So they can still lose. But I just don't think that they're going to lose by 7 or more. So that's why I'm taking the Seahawks. Again, I hate you guys, Seahawks, but make me my money. Just make me my money.
Yeah, and the other thing is, the Chargers, they were able to get a good pass rush. They were blitzing on third downs against Russell Wilson. He had no answer for them.
But that score was
Yeah.
garbage. Like nobody did that well in that game. It
Yeah.
was an overtime game with like no points. So
I just think this one,
Not that good.
I would kind of lean a little bit on the under. But I always, I love taking points like that. It's a lot of points for a team that's 3-3, that's proven they can win. So we'll see.
So hopefully they'll win this one, and then they can just tank after this. 'Cause, again, screw you.
Next game, Steelers at the Dolphins.
Oh, you don't have your little dot.
I actually left my dot off of this one. 'Cause I look at this and I don't lean anywhere. I have nothing. I look, to me, it all looks right, meaning that I see why it's a 7-point spread. I see why the under is
Right.
at 40. So I just go like, I don't even have any, I wouldn't even know where to put my money. It'd be
So
a crapshoot.
for me, this is everything's a rough one. I don't want Miami for multiple reasons, Moose, winning at all because I just can't. Some people just can't handle like their wins like the rest of us can. But also, I don't need another threat in my division. You'll see the late night, the Monday night game. I'm actually taking the Patriots on that one because I feel like I can make money off of them. I want to make money off of them. They're not really a problem yet for me. My other theory about the Steelers, again, I don't know if they can win, but here is another good spread. They get 7 points. Tua is going to be in this game, but he's put out a statement that he was unconscious playing playing at the Bengals games when it was versus Bengals and he got hit. Totally unconscious. He has not been the same since, and these are like his words, give or take. I'm not directly quoting him, but the gist was he's like afraid of these big hits now, and I think he's going to be jumpy. It's his first time back. It definitely screwed him up that he got hit so bad that he's had these 2 concussions, one after the other. Shouldn't have been. We all know the story. He shouldn't have been playing the Bengals game. So when you're a little fidgety and nervous, you're not going to make the same kind of plays that you used to. You're going to be afraid of getting hit. So I don't see him being the Tua that he was at least during the Bills game. I still don't know if I truly believe that he is a great quarterback yet. He does have Tyreek still, but
Got weapons.
yeah, I think he's going to be a little jittery. So I'd like to take the Steelers. However, because I'm not completely positive yet and sold, what I am going to do is watch the first half of that game and decide on a second half bet because I want to see, really I want to see what Tua looks like. Does he look as afraid as I think he is supposed to look? Trubisky is playing. No, Pickett's back in.
I think they're going to see. They don't know if because he's
still
going
don't
through because he had a concussion.
Yeah.
Going through the protocols, they're saying though he might be playing. They said if he's good, it's not like he's ruled out. They said if he passes all the things, he'll play.
So I think again, that's this is one game where I want to put money on the game, but I'm going to wait for the second half.
Yeah, and the one thing that you said when you were talking about Tua and like all the quotes and the media stuff is that he said something like, "I'm going to adjust my game to
avoid
these
big hits." Yeah, that's not good for some.
As a former quarterback, when it's in your mind during a play, that is a bad thing because you shouldn't be thinking about your line and all that. You should be just playing, stepping up in the pocket. Instead, if he's thinking about, they're going to hit me hard, then that means you're looking at the line and you're not looking downfield. So that's
if anyone remembers Cam Newton, as soon as he got a sack, that was it for him. He was just a hot mess during the rest of the game, which was fantastic to play him because you're just like, somebody sack him. Okay, now he's garbage again.
Yeah, he would just be running around.
And that's not because, Tua I feel bad for. Like, the man he's got the shit end of the stick, so I understand where his brain is at. Cam, it was just in his head from the get-go, but I think that's going to see what we're going to see a little bit of. So
Understand where his brain is at? Is that a pun intended?
I'm not smart enough for puns, but yes, sure, why not?
Okay. Last game of the week. This is the Monday night game. Patriots, right? So they're at home versus the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, this is you're leaning Patriots here.
It's the Bears.
That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem.
And they're at home against the Patriots. The Patriots just pulled out a great win.
Yeah.
So, we all know Bill Belichick. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to take them on this one. I think this is, again, a way to make some money, honestly. But as Josh has kind of mentioned and alludes to, as the weeks go by, I will be choosing emotion over money, and I will probably be placing a lot less bets unless I'm like, screw this team,
Right.
you're
Or at
gonna
least
win.
just don't bet on them. You could just like watch the
Right,
game.
I just either watch the game or I bet totally against them but it's still a little early, so I'm gonna make some money off of this.
And I think that total, as much as the last couple weeks, the Patriots have been putting up a good amount of points. I think the Bears actually defense matches up pretty decently with them, so I'm kind of leaning towards that under 39.5. I'm not kind of leaning. I'm doing it. I'm gonna bet it. So we'll see. Again, I think this is a game. Also, we're gonna check out, see how it's going for the first half, and then potentially even bet another one for the second.
This is, and if we have to do some crazy second half bets, we'll try to post them so people know.
Yeah.
But you got that small chunk of time. I don't know if it'll work.
Okay, what are we actually betting? Chance to screenshot this one. This time for myself, we just added when the games are, so I can just go back and make sure I had one coming up that I want to add to. I know what time it was. But yeah, we went through all of them. And Thursday, we're both on. There's a lot of them which we're both on right now. Cardinals, Giants, Ravens. Look, the Giants. We talked about this. She was making fun of us because, us, I guess, the Jets and the Giants, because the Giants are my lock, Jets are her lock. She called it the New Jersey locks of the week.
Yeah, we got to stop calling these the New York teams, people. Like, NFL Network, stop saying New York teams are really getting into it, and you only talk about the Giants and the Jets. They're New Jersey. They play in New Jersey. They practice in New Jersey. They're New Jersey. Buffalo is the only New York team. Need to clarify that for anybody that doesn't get it.
If you
That's
listen
all I have
each
to
week,
say.
you probably have heard this before.
Right.
Another one we're both on is the Raiders. But yeah, this is the mix of the stuff that we're doing.
Yep. And then it's just kind of little old me over here, and you've got your under on that late night game. So, well, again, sometimes I can be a mush, sometimes I'm not. I don't know. You take what you want from this as you feel, but I am pretty proud and pretty supportive of my lock of the week with the Jets. And all you Jets fans, enjoy this one and last final moments because it ain't happening again.
You want to get this going? So yeah, if everybody watched last time, our lock of the week for last week, Buffalo Bills. It was a close game, but they covered, so the lock of the week hit. Again, last week, everything we told you was 70+%. The stuff we actually said we're betting was about 56%. We made some money. It's on the up and up. We're going to hammer away this week. I'm going to make some more money. And everybody, click the buttons, subscribe to stuff, go to the other platform and do it. I know you don't like it. I've actually started to recently when we were at the Jets Packers game. I was like, hey, Max, show me that you're subscribed. And I made him do it. Yeah. So now I'm going to start bullying people.
Okay.
Only in person.
Right. If you don't see him in person, you won't get bullied.
You'll be fine. But we love you all. Thanks for listening in. And bye.
Couple of bettors. Couple of bettors.
I want to make money.
Couple of bettors.